Hey parents, today I want to give you my top 3 parenting tips. My first you've probably heard many times, and that's to know your goal. When you know what it is that you want to achieve in any interaction with your kids, it provides direction. It keeps you on track during that conversation or interaction. My second tip is to know your role. Do not waste your time trying to control your kids. They will show you quicker than anybody that you actually do not have the ability to make their choices for them. So instead, you can focus on trying to be a voice of influence in their lives. And my third tip, which might be the most controversial, is to know what you don't need to know. Allow your kids to have appropriate privacy. This is part of building healthy boundaries with our kids. Know that you can still have that voice of influence, and you might even have more voice of influence when you respect their privacy. So if you want to impart your wisdom, you go right ahead. You do not need to interrogate or dig up the dirt. You don't actually need to know what your kids have done in order to provide guidance and support and help them make safe and wise decisions. So if you go back to knowing that your goal is to set them up to be successful, decent human beings, you can focus more on encouraging them in how they can do that. You can still share with them your advice and knowledge without asking them what they've done. As soon as you start asking them information about their behavior, especially things that they've done before, and absolutely when it's inappropriate behavior that you're asking them about, it automatically puts them on the defensive. They're going to be more resistant having conversations with you, and you are going to lose your opportunity to influence them. You actually don't need to know what they've done in the past. If you're worried about them possibly drinking and driving, you don't need to ask them if they've done that in the past. You don't even need to know if they're drinking when they're going out to parties. What you need to do is have conversations with them about how they can make safe and wise decisions when they go out. You can install Uber on their phones and link it up to your bank account. There are lots of ways that you can set them up to be safe and wise moving forward, and you don't have to ask them about their past behaviors. Again, as soon as you start asking them, they're going to shut down the conversation. And what you actually want, your real goal for the situation, is to have an open conversation, to have a dialogue, to be able to share things and have your kids be receptive to them. They're going to be more receptive when you are not asking them about things that they feel like they need to hide. This is true for any risky behavior, any inappropriate behavior, any appropriate behavior. This is true especially when you're talking to them about relationships with other people, romantic, platonic, whatever. You don't need to know all of the details of their lives in order to have influence and be able to guide and support them in being healthy, decent human beings. So shift your focus away from gathering information and shift your focus to being a voice of influence and sharing, imparting all of that knowledge and wisdom that you have in order to help them make safe and wise decisions as they move their way through life.